This is Kari Wahlgren, the voice of Haruko, and you're watching Three Black Geeks. They tell me they're not going to drop anything this time. Promises, promises.
You know how bad I do that. CJ here, live at Otakon 2019, and I am here with Kari Wahlgren. How's it going, man?
It's going okay.
Cool. We talked to you, I think was it last year for Fuli Cooley, I believe. Your voice, Haruko. Yeah, I'm saying it right. Haruko and Fuli Cooley, and now they're doing more. Yeah. Way more. Were you at all surprised that they wanted to continue this?
Oh, yeah. We did the original, man, it's like 19 years ago or something like that. And, over the years, the fans would say at conventions, are they going to make a sequel of FLCL? And after about 13 or 14 years, you're like, give it up. It's not going to happen. Like, it's never going to happen. And then I got this call, and they're like, would you play Haruko again if we did some sequels? And I'm like, yeah, I would. So we did the season 2 and 3, and that launched last year, and the response has been pretty great. So who knew? It's crazy.
I mean, are you expecting a mad rush of kind of the same thing where it's like, when are we going to get more? Or
people are already asking. People are like, are they going to do more seasons? Are they going to do more? I mean, who knows? Let's check back with me in another 20 years.
I think you're probably the only person that I think we've talked to that has done some of the Marvel cartoons on Disney and such. How was that experience? 'Cause I know you hit a whole swath of different voice actors and actresses that have done those shows.
Yeah, I'm such a comic book nerd, and like I read a ton of X-Men comics when I was younger, and so when they did Wolverine and the X-Men, and I got to play Emma Frost, like I was really nervous. Yeah, I was really nervous about that one because I love that character and I wanted to do her justice. So whenever I get something in a Marvel show, it's just exciting to me as a fan, So right now I'm doing a lot of playing Wasp in a lot of the games and cartoons and stuff, and that's a lot of fun. So the nerd in me is always really excited when I get to play one of those characters.
Yeah, because I mean, you mentioned Emma Frost and Wolverine X-Men. Love that show. I think it's very underrated and stuff. But did they have a particular kind of hey, we want you to play Emma a particular way, or did they just let you just do whatever?
Well, they knew that they wanted her to have an accent, and they knew that she was going to be kind of an ambiguous character, as she always seems to be. It's like, how do I feel this morning? I think I feel good, or I think I feel evil, and she kind of just changes according to the day. So it was a lot of fun, and they just kind of gave me room to sort of play with it, and she's delicious.
So, going from doing Fooly Cooley and stuff, how is it doing some of the more bigger ensemble shows like Naruto and such? Is it kind of the same experience with Fooly Cooley, or is it a little bit bigger?
Well, I mean, anytime it's an anime show, no matter how big or how small, we record solo in the studio. So it's not an ensemble experience. When you start doing the Marvel shows, Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, Hulk versus Thor, some of those things, they try to get us as a cast to record together. And so that's a lot of fun. And we're not tied into any sort of mouth flap. So they record us first and then they animate it. So really fun. Lots of outtakes, lots of filthy things that never see it onto the screen.
Not even on DVDs,
All the best stuff gets cut.
Who is probably more funner voice actors you've been around? Y'all just cut up every time.
Oh man. Well, Nolan North is probably one of the filthiest human beings I've ever recorded with. We got to record Prince of Persia together, which was rare because usually you don't get to record video games together with other people, but he and I recorded all of our scenes together, and I just laughed constantly so hard and cannot repeat probably 80% of the things that he said in the sessions. So Probably him.
So you mentioned the whole thing with video games. Like, probably what is the big difference, I guess, recording video games as opposed to doing the anime and the TV shows? Is it pretty much the same, or is it a little bit different structure?
It depends on the game. A lot of times if it's a game that's kind of coming over from Japan or something like that, sometimes you have to sync a little bit of the story stuff up to picture, or they'll say, okay, we're gonna reanimate the mouth, but you have to keep it all within this timing. So you still like have 3.6 seconds to say this line, or you've got 5.7 seconds to say this line. And then other games, you're starting from complete scratch, and you have a lot more room to play and stuff like that. And games are getting so much more cinematic. They're like films. So some of the games that I've been working on recently, it's you feel like you're really there. You're getting yeah, you really do.
Lastly, because we just came back from San Diego, you were in Young Justice. That show just refuses to die. It just keeps going and going. How was that? Because we spoke to Kari Payton, and so what was that experience like on that show?
Well, the sad thing about Young Justice, I was in one episode
Yeah.
at the very, very end, and I played Carol Ferris, and they had plans for her,
Really?
and then the show got canceled. So it was just one of those things where it's like, uh. So I kind of think about what might have
Yeah.
been with that one, but just to be such a tiny part of it is still really really cool because the fan base and the people involved with that show are so talented. So I was thrilled that they brought it back, and even though I didn't get to be a part of it when it got relaunched, I was really really happy for my friends that were in it.
Cool. But appreciate you taking time to talk to us.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, take it easy, guys. Peace.